All right, now let's look at Vintage Orchard. So kind of moving into fall a little bit. So we will first take a look at the a la carte products, and then we will take a look at the big bundles. So if you are not familiar with what I do when it comes to a big bundle, basically you have the majority of the products in the collection, and they're in a big bundle. And when you buy the big bundle, you get 15% off. All right, so let's look at a la carte first. Another one of those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pouches that 49 and Market does. All of the pouches have a really nice zipper, and then they have that cute little 49, kind of that little 49 charm, and that is a lobster clasp. So I can remove that from the little zipper and then put that, you know, anywhere I want. Obviously I could put it here, but I keep it here, but I could put it on traveler's notebook or a little purse or a little keychain or whatever you might want to do. But this will give you a really good feel for Vintage Orchard. Definitely a beautiful kind of fall theme. Fall, you guys, we are fall here big time in Utah. This weekend and next weekend are like the prime weekends for the leaves changing. So Nick and I are going to go out and like spend hours and hours just kind of driving around looking at leaves. All right, other things from, oh, let's see. Let me grab, I need the 6x8 paper pad. Let's grab that. Let's start with the 6x8 paper pad. That's usually a good place to start. And then I think we've got everything else in there. All right, 6x8 paper pad. So 24 sheets in the 49 and Market 6x8 paper packs. Not a pad, just a pack. I mean, not just a pack, but you know what I mean. So you have 2 each of 12 different patterns, but you also have another pattern kind of on the back side of that. Anyone know how 49 and Market got its name? Is Janine still here? Janine, if you were still here, I know I've heard this before. I just don't remember. 49 and Market, it's an address in New York because Janine's from New York. I'm not sure. If she's still here, Janine, pop in and tell us. If she's not here and anyone knows, pop in the chat and tell us. And if we don't find out, then I'll find out and let you guys know. All right, so as we look, 2 sheets each, but look at that. Look how beautiful that is. What I always love about 49 and Market papers is in a lot of cases, all of kind of the artwork is done for you, right? So I could take something like that, trim it down to fit the width of a traveler's notebook and do my little list right there. Add some different like chipboard and ephemera and just kind of give it a little bit of, more dimension or layer. And then we're off and running. Love that kind of nice neutral on the back side. Here's another. Again, kind of set up for us to do if we're making our lists, trim a little bit down and everything looks good. But if you're working in a mini book, look at that. Pop your photo right there and you've got a beautifully decorated page. That on the back side. So look how cool this is. If you can see that, it's almost like Katie Pertit designed this. So it's almost like Katie took some bubble wrap and put paint on the bubble wrap and then pressed it down. You see all those little circles? Love that. This little guy, super pretty too. Love kind of the fruit with the little butterflies. That's like a nice texture. Doesn't that look like a really neat kind of linen? Another beauty. I haven't looked at any of this, you guys, other than ordering it. You're seeing it right now as I am. So I always love to be like, oh my goodness. So when I say things like, wow, that's so pretty, that is really me reacting because I haven't seen it up close before. Look at that, so fun. The apple. So if you do any kind of like apple picking or going to pumpkin patches during the month of October, September, October, November, right? This is a beautiful collection for that. Oh, that's so pretty on the back. Again, these just work so well for us, you guys, when we're working on our traveler's notebook, right? You see me use these kind of papers from 49 and Market quite a bit in my traveler's notebook spreads. I have to figure out, I don't even know. We may use a little bit of Vintage Orchard, I think, this weekend when we list. Karen, I'm not saying we're going to, but it feels like we could do like a whole day this Saturday, right? We won't do a whole day, but I don't know, maybe like 5 hours or so because I just have missed you guys. Look at those trees. Another linen again. Oh, and then a great wood grain. So that is the 6x8 paper pack, the 24 sheets, 2 each of 12 different designs. And then don't forget, you always have the back covers to use as well. All right, the front and back cover, I should say. Okay, so that's the paper pad. Now let's look at, what did I do with that bag? Oh, here it is. Okay, paper pad. Let's look at the chipboard. Let me grab a little, let's grab a couple of trays here so we can look at things. And I can try to keep it all organized. An all-dayer, I know. We will do an all-dayer. Well, yeah, at least one of them. We'll try to do an all-dayer before Christmas. I think that's a good idea. Karen. Now, I have 2 more in-person trips, in-person teaching trips scheduled, which means if you go look at the listing schedule, which you'll see on my website, you'll also see on the Lail by Mail Facebook page pinned and Lail by Mail Facebook group pinned. You'll see the schedule for the rest of the year. Now, it's always tentative because we never know what might pop up, but we have lots of listing coming your way for the rest of the year. But these are the chipboard. So the chipboard pieces, look how beautiful. That artwork is just so pretty. You have some tags, some little labels, your icons, butterflies, circles, little banners. This is kind of fun. Look at these guys. So it's kind of line art with a little bit of ink splatter behind it. So those are the, oh, look at, that's a fun one too. Cute. Those are the chipboard die cut, not chipboard die cuts. Those are the chipboard pieces. You also have chipboard words. So I'm going to scooch these little guys over. We'll also take a look at the chipboard words. Look at all of those. 42 pieces in the chipboard words, 59 pieces in that chipboard set. But look at those. Festival, fabulous, best, delightful, market, moments. So what's nice about all of these words, friends, they are great if you're working with this collection. So things like savor and carve, like carve your pumpkins or carving apples. But then you have things like friends, special, nature, together, gather. These family, fun. These would work for so many different projects with this, but also outside of this. But look at festival. These green ones and the red ones would work great for Christmas, right? Well, fall doesn't work for Christmas, but you know what I'm saying? Grateful. These would be wonderful also for any type of gratitude or grateful type project that you are doing. I love those chipboard words. Those are great. And especially if you're looking for something that's a little bit larger for maybe your title somewhere or a nice little accent. So those are the chipboard words, and there are 42 pieces in there. Louisa said she loves the words. I do too. I mean, you really can't go wrong with chipboard words like that because they work for so many things. We talk about this quite often when we're going through our What's New Wednesdays. This. So one of the things that Janine does at 49 Market that I just love, the packaging. Look at that. The packaging. She's making use of what is there, right? We all have to have the packaging. On this part, it's kind of boring, right? I mean, not boring, but it's just can't really do anything with that, although you could cut those little things out. But this is the opposite side of the packaging. That is a totally usable piece. You can use that for a nice photo mat or a background for something. You could die cut, use your metal dies with those. But anyhow, all of the 49 Market packaging is very well thought out like that. All right, so those were the 2 chipboard parts of Vintage Orchard. Now we have the stacked frames. So the frames are always fun. These are great either for your layouts, your mini books. They're even thin enough. These are thin enough, so they're more like an ephemera. It's the same weight, not chipboard, but kind of the 49 Market ephemera. So it's very thin. And when I say thin, I mean it's not going to give you a lot of added bulk like a piece of chipboard would. So if you want to use these, say, in your traveler's notebook or something, they are thin enough that you could use them there. So your frames like that, you've got 4 different sizes. So you have your kind of large, medium, Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear, and then Baby Junior. All right. So lots of fun frames there for framing your photos, or you could use these for framing journaling. Or doing kind of layers. You could start with this as a bottom layer and use maybe your chipboard around it with some laser cuts and some rub-ons and things as I'm like crafting in the air there in my mind, showing you what I think would be fun. So those are the stacked frames, multiple use for many different project types. Yes, absolutely. Woo, I need the fan on. It's a little toasty in here. The acetate assortment. So in the past, and 49 Market made this change a couple releases ago to take their varying packages of acetate and putting them all into one pack so that you kind of get everything in one pack. By the way, if you notice the packaging there, and then also packaging there. Remember, use that packaging. So you have some film strips, acetate, right? So basically, that's one of the insides that popped out, but clear-ish. Ooh, look at this piece. I'll put that down there. Maybe you can see it down there. Isn't that beautiful? You have some acetate frames, and they're all kind of layered together like that. So you just kind of piece those apart. But even the pieces that are the negative, look at that. That can even be a piece that you could use as a negative as you start to pull those little guys apart. There are little film strips. You have some little images here, flowers, leaves, little bee, lots of those guys. So as we kind of see there, some fruits, there's an apple, couple apples, couple butterflies, more frames. So in that you have 48. So you've got 48 acetate pieces. And all of these, with all of these products, you can see on the website, you'll see what it looks like kind of in the package, but then you'll also see that on the back side. Louisa said, I don't know how to use the frame. I've seen the examples and I think I need to watch more videos. So the frames, you mean like these frames, or do you mean like the stackable frames? Like these guys? I don't know, maybe I'm not getting it, but really what I do is I just take a photo and put that on top of the photo. Same thing here, like if I had a 4x6 photo, I would take my 4x6 photo and just put that right on top of it. And I may be simplifying things, Lisa, so if I am not understanding what you're saying, let me know. As I'm putting the little acetate pieces away, one of the questions that usually pops up when we talk about acetate is how to adhere that. You can adhere it with glue dots. And if I'm adhering, let's say this piece with glue dots, you'll notice that there's a little bit more pattern. Let me turn that over. There's a little bit more pattern. It's a little bit more solid right there in the center. So if I put a glue dot behind that in the center, I'm really not going to see it because it's kind of a little bit darker there. The same thing, if I was doing that guy, I'd probably put like a glue dot behind that leaf and maybe right down here at the bottom, and then you wouldn't see it. The other thing that you can do, sometimes I'll staple them. Like I'll take my little tiny attacher or my tiny attacher or just a regular stapler and just staple them to a project. Some of you purchased my Enjoy the Moment, I think that's what it was called, tag book project kit that I did with the Crafty Garden, collection. And that we used rub-ons and laser cuts. So we didn't use acetate from the collection, but we did use other acetate, and sometimes we just stapled things to it. Oh, so Mimi, great question. Mimi said, with the acetate, do you unpeel and stick down, or do you have to put two-sided tape? Yep, there is no peeling. So it is not a sticker. Use your glue dot, or you could even use like your score tape or your red line tape. But again, I try to disguise it by putting it in a place where it's a little bit darker. There's a more solid pattern, so you don't really see it. Let's see. These are the Wishing Bubbles and Baubles, so epoxy stickers. You guys, the value on these, I want to say they're maybe $5.99. I don't remember. And anytime I quote prices, it's all US. But all of those pieces, you have 107 epoxy coated stickers there. So you get lots and lots and lots in a package like that. Just kind of your regular enamel looking type dots. But what's cool, because they're stickers, epoxy coated stickers, as opposed to enamel dots. Enamel dots, you're usually seeing things that are solid, kind of like those. But what an epoxy coated sticker lets you do is have like your artwork underneath the epoxy. All right, so as we continue with Let's look at there are 3 packages of rub-ons. So we'll kind of look at these all together. 49 and Market rub-ons, as we were looking at these guys, they are like butter. Butter, butter, butter. I need to do like a really short mini class on how to use rub-ons. I have been crafting, scrapbooking, memory keeping, whatever you want to call it, for 27 years. Rub-ons were really big a number of years ago, and they are back, and they are better than ever. So I have my own little tips and tricks and techniques that I use when it comes to working with rub-ons. So I'll just record a little mini class and then put it out there on the free classes part of my website in case you need a refresher. So 49 and Market rub-ons, 3 sheets, 6 by 12. So there is a kind of just regular Vintage Orchard, there's a botanical, and there's an essentials. So our blendables are going to really work as maybe layerable pieces in lots of different things. So one of the things that 49 and Market is known for, something like this in their artwork, kind of little paint splatters that have like font, text, type as part of them. So really cool kind of little layering done there. Here, those little scenes, just beautiful. So fun and pretty. And then we have this one, a little bit larger kind of clusters, if you will, the leaves with a little bit of like artwork behind. So that first one that we just looked at, that is just the Vintage Orchard blendables. Okay. So blendable is just a style. That's what that means. And then you have the botanical. Yes, the splotches. I know. Love the swatches. Love the swatches. All right. Yes, Wanda's right. Wanda said she loves the rub-ons, and they are so easy to use. All right, next up, we have the botanicals. So the botanicals are going to be more botanical related, right? So you have the apples and leaves and pears, and then you've got some birds and butterflies and bees thrown in there. You have the leaves. I also love, this is kind of a signature for Katie, the designer as well. So you've got kind of those little pieces that are just like partial little pieces. And then here you're kind of hitting on that botanical again with all of the fruits and the bees. So those are the botanical rub-ons. And last but not least in the rub-ons are the essentials. So the essentials, always a little bit more, I'm going to say word-based or splotch-based again. When we talk about the packaging, remember we've looked at the packaging so far? That is the back of the packaging. So you'll see the 3 little samples, kind of smaller images, but then that whole top piece is artwork that you can use, which is just the best. It's just the bestest. All right, so the essentials. So let's start with this. This is what I always think of when I think of essentials, kind of your words and phrases. And then this is new. I love this edition. So we haven't seen 49 and Market do these before with their rub-ons. So you kind of have these like little torn edges, and they're just rub-ons, so super easy. You have some rub-on words, and then kind of that little old vintage tape. Those are really cool too. Like, you know, vintage tape. Tape that's old that starts to get a little yellowing. Love those. And then these little guys, your essentials. You have the text again, kind of with little ink splotches, and look how cute those little acorns are. But if they only had a squirrel to go with them. All right, so those are the Vintage Orchard Essential rub-ons. Okay, just three more things, I think now, to look at in this collection. And then we'll take a quick look at the big bundle. All right, so we have the washi tape sheets. So a little bit different than we've seen the 49 and Market do washi in the past. For a long time, they were doing washi stickers. That's were actually little stickers that peeled off of a roll. That is a washi tape sheet. So these are stickers. Okay, not to be confused with washi, but these are stickers. And so when I peel, I think the easiest way to use these, if I can get my fingernail to help me here. Let me grab the tweezers, maybe. Here we go. Okay, so if I usually when I'm doing, this is what I would always do with the stickers. I would peel away the negative like that. And then you're going to have the sticker itself, all right? But it's like a washi sticker. It's called a washi sticker because it's super kind of thin and a little bit transparent, a little bit opaque, a little bit transparent, like you would have a piece of washi, right? So I think that's the easiest way to work with the washi stickers is just to kind of peel that off. And then you have the little sticker. So let me get this to a point where I can stop. Yeah. Let me get that to a point where I can stop. Just rip that part off. But if I was not on camera right now, I would just peel that entire thing off. And then I just have my little sticker. So I'd be able to pull that little guy right off and use it like it's a sticker. Those are the washi stickers. So you have a mix there of the icons, words and phrases, 2 little scenes there. And then those are all word strip stickers, so individual little stickers. Okay, and the packaging on, oh, that's not the packaging. That is, there are one full 6x12, okay, got it. That is your 6x12 die cut sheet. This is another rub-on sheet, so that is one whole sheet of rub-on. I wouldn't use it that way. You could as one full sheet, but I'd end up like cutting parts up and layering and doing things on kind of different white cardstock and something like that I wanted to use. So I wouldn't use that as a whole, but you certainly could. All right, let's move that off to the side and look at the laser cuts. So the laser cuts, I love the laser cuts. I think, and I don't know, I've never talked to Janine about it, but to me, these are probably the unsung hero of everything that 49 and Market does. I think they're just amazing. They are die cuts, but they're like die cuts on steroids because they're laser cut. And when you have something that's laser cut, it is incredibly precise. So, like, oh, here's a great one. 2 great ones. Look at that rake. Do you see, you can see all the little parts of that rake. And that rake, when we pull it out, let's pull that guy out. I want to be gentle. Look at that. Can you see that? Isn't that crazy? Let me put it right here. You can really see it. Do you see all that white through that? That is laser cut. So anytime you have something that's laser cut, it's way more intricate than you can get with a regular die cut. Laser cuts, I love using. I love layering them, and I love layering them with the rub-ons. There's another one too. Look at like those little branches. So you are going to have 4 sheets in each of the laser cut packs. Let me just show you the back of that, maybe. No, I won't show you the back of that because you won't see it on the back of the packaging. It's on the front. So 4 6x12 sheets. Look at the lace right there. Aren't those amazing? And I just use a glue pen. And when I'm adhering those, I just use a little glue pen because you definitely don't want to use your tape runner because that would be impossible. And you kind of have the torn paper up there. So that is the Vintage Orchard laser cuts. Oh my gosh, look at that pile of leaves. And like photorealistic, hello, those are leaves. All right, then we have the other pack. The other pack are the wildflowers, so the wildflower version. So we have the Vintage Orchard laser cut elements, and then we have the Vintage Orchard laser cut wildflowers. Hello, Diana. Diana said, so glad I finally get to catch a live. Oh, Joe Disney fan said those would be great to make a what I love about fall list, right? Guys, this is a beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous fall-like collection. But you know what I love about it? Those of you that are in California and you say you never get fall, and those of you that are in Texas say you get 3 days of fall, there's so many other things in here. Like, look at all of that. There is nothing about that that says fall, but you're probably in California still picking apples, maybe picking pears, so you can use a collection like that that has loosely fall themed where you are. And those are the other 6x12. So beautiful colors in both of those packs, and those are the laser cut wildflowers. Okie dokies. Let's go to the big bundle. So the big bundle is everything that I just showed you that is part of Vintage Orchard, plus 2 more things. These things I do not bring in a la carte. These 2 things I do not bring in a la carte. They're part of the big bundle. The big bundle, once again, if you missed it earlier, everything that I've showed you in the collection, with the exception of the pouch. The pouch I don't include in the big bundle. Everything in the collection that I've already showed you, along with the 12 by 12 paper pack and the 12 by 12 coordinating solids collection pack. So if you are a smaller crafter, smaller scrapbooker, you're working in Traveler's Notebooks or 6 by 8 paper pads, or 6 by 8 mini books, or even cards, your 6 by 8 paper pack works really well. But if you're a die-hard 12 by 12 scrapbooker, both of these are going to be amazing. So similar patterns to what we saw in the 6 by 8s, similar backgrounds, but just in that 12 by 12 size. All right. So pretty. Oh, that one. We saw that on the packaging. I love that one. Anyhow, so those are the papers in the 12 by 12 paper pack. If you have not worked with 49 and Market papers before, and this is the case for both the 12 by 12 and the 6 by 8, let's see if you can hear this. You hear that? Like super thick. Their papers are amazing quality. They are thicker than kind of your standard manufacturer. I don't mean standard manufacturer, but I mean standard paper that most manufacturers do. Like they're thicker than Simple Stories, they're thicker than Echo Park, they're thicker than Photoplay, they're thicker than American Crafts. Just a nice, much thicker cardstock or paper base. And then you have those 3 by 4 cut aparts. All right, so that is the 12 by 12 paper pack that is part of the big bundle. And then you have the coordinating solids. So the coordinating solids, you have 10 sheets, 2 each of 5 double-sided designs. And that will give you a really good feel, just kind of your solids. But that's like your cardstock, but that's like your cardstock on steroids, because it has that beautiful texture on the back that goes with the entire collection. Okay, friends, so that's the big bundle. Big bundle, when you buy the big bundle, that is 15% off, because you're just clicking add to cart one time, and there you go. And then that makes it much easier for my shipping team to pick that order, because they just add one thing.